Good morning. I'd like to begin with a quote from the Bible. And I only picked the beginning of the quote because as it went on to complete the verse, I had some problems with some of they're really not in total agreement, but this is very appropriate. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose. And this is episode 111. And I want to share with you that why I chose 111 to be my chapter of completion. This is wrapping up my first incarnation of Zen with a Smile. And we'll see where it goes from here. As I've mentioned, I'd like to do some upgrading. I'd like to wait for the weather to cool so I could use better lighting. And most importantly, get a newer, better microphone in the hopes of improving the sound. Upgrading my studio a little bit. And 111, what's the significance of 111? Well, I've shared with you that 33 is so meaningful to me. 33, and then I started multiplying. 66 became a very, very significant and meaningful number to me. And I'm looking towards 99, because wouldn't it be real completion if I could make it to 99? Yeah. But as another multiple of 33. And the next multiple of 33 is 132. And it kind of loses, its meaningfulness to me. And then I embrace 113, because 113 equals 3, which becomes 33. So anyway, I'm celebrating this 111. And this is a good time to go back to one of my, I've been calling them episodes or chapters. I've done 111 and I haven't really settled on a name. Maybe that's something I could work on too. But I did an episode called Stand on Your Own 3 Feet. And I thought this was really funny because, of course, as far as I know, we have 2 feet. But at that time, I was thinking about the strength of a pyramid, the strength of a tripod that holds a camera with its 3 legs, and the significance of 3, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. As my Christian brothers and sisters would say, the Holy Trinity. And this Trinity has long been a tradition found in over and over again when man has started to ponder on what he is, from whence he came, where he's going, and what is the matter of the universe. Well, I'm settling on my understanding of the matter of the universe is its song. The song of the universe its sounds. And quite timely, I saw a woman astrophysicist speaking to a group of people about gravitational waves. And this was done in 2016. And she mentioned in 1916, Albert Einstein, in his theory of relativity that he dreamed up, that he was inspired to share, that he was gifted with, in his words, the sounds of the universe. In 1916, Albert talked about the universe having sounds. And it wasn't until 100 years later he was validated, as he has been on all of his amazing work, with the discovery, the first measurement of sound. Astrophysicists, quantum physicists, astronomers started noticing that visual understanding of the universe, although incredibly rich, the addition of the Hubble telescope and the incredible visions that it's been sharing of the universe we're surrounded in. The colors, the light, the construct, the geometry. And heat became more and more important as measurements. All bodies give off heat, and it can be measured in the infrared realms. And then they started thinking about sound. Well, the common acceptance was that there can't be sound in a vacuum. But like many things, they're discovering that might not be absolutely so. Sound comes in waves. And waves can traverse space-time continuum. And they discovered that more light years away than I can count, two, what they call mega black holes, were spiraling around one another, becoming through eons increasingly closer to each other. Incredible, massive black holes, which weren't supposed to be able to exist, has become another part of our reality. These two mega black holes spiraling on one another. And when I saw the images, it was incredible to me that there's my spiraling universe. And as they became increasingly close to each other, gravitational attraction, absorption, as they became increasingly close, unbelievable gravitational waves were generated. Waves that have now been successfully measured and translated into sound. And I heard the sounds as they consumed each other and united into an even larger black hole. And now they're searching for more ways to map these gravitational waves, these sound waves, this song of the universe. And they're going to they projected that they're going to produce triangular, in our theme with threes. Isn't that amazing? 3 satellites, millions of miles apart, to be an instrument, a recording instrument, essentially, to record even lower frequencies, because these sounds are in the really low range of the spectrum. And it takes increasing distance between the receptors, the triangulation of the gravitational wave. And this is supposed to launch in the 2020s sometime. And who knows? But as this female astrophysicist shared, this was not only the defining moment of her life when she heard the first parts of the song. She went so far as to say that this was the greatest accomplishment of mankind. And when you consider that this validated the observations of a brilliant man at a tender age of over 100 years ago, you start to see, you start to understand that all we have to do is tune in to these sounds. The song of the universe has been there, will be there, and is there. And now we're beginning to understand, beginning to hear. My cappuccino, my espresso is beckoning to me. My morning wake up. But I want to remind all of us that beings amongst us, the stuff from whence we came, there's been mystics, shamans, magic men, teachers, sensei, roshi, sifus, who have heard this song, long heard this song for thousands of years, and have been expressing either through their words, their actions, or their being, of the significance of this song, of the inclusiveness, of the beckoning, the yearning, the reminders, the inklings of whence we came. The fabric of the universe is song. And song includes light, energy. Just as the ocean, our Mother Ocean, contains light, love, and blesses us with waves that offer us recreation, solace, and appreciation of the beauty. And all life came from the sea. The sea is 70% of the earth that we live on. So within these songs, comes comfort and guidance. So the significance for me is not lost. I'm fully embracing what the universe is bringing to me, breath by breath, moment by moment, heartbeat by heartbeat. And by paying attention, by listening, by embracing silence, by living with equanimity, by being in grace, by oneness. I still am constantly amazed at what the universe, how specific the universe can be. One or two or the same day. My teacher, my source of information, be whatever, internet, newspaper, a fellow human being, fellow traveler. Their words, even though they're most times not aware, the source is all around us, but the specificness of message, as you know, ordinariness means so much to me, and I talk about it all the time. And I wanna see if I want to experiment here, because since this is my last episode, maybe you'll give me a little bit of latitude. But I want to open my Facebook so that I can get the quote from Sadhguru that I just saw yesterday regarding ordinariness. So I want to do him justice, because Sadhguru is a really wise man that says so much of worth, that shares. So I'm searching for that quote on Facebook and clicking away. And here it is. It was worth looking for. So pardon me if I do a little bit of exploration. When you consciously choose to be ordinary, you become extraordinary. And that is Sadhguru. And I just saw that yesterday that someone had posted and shared. I don't know when he made this comment, but the point here is that it came into my life yesterday. I became aware of it yesterday. And this is what I've talked about, is the ordinariness of life and recognizing your part that you play in life is so ordinary. We're in a world with 2 or 3 billion other ordinary people. And that becomes extraordinary, especially when you take a moment to think that we're this tiny dot on this beautiful blue marble that's spinning as it circles our sun and all the planets begin. There's part in the Milky Way galaxy, our universe, our visible universe, the universe as we know it today, is a small part of the Milky Way galaxy, which is a galaxy amongst millions to billions of other galaxies, joining the cosmic sound, the universal song, as they spiral. And the speeds are beyond our imagination. We can quantify, we can put a number on it, but can we qualify? Can we understand? Can we grasp the immensity of infinity and speeds that we're circling and spiraling at? Right now, as I sit firmly on my chair in my little meditation room, sharing with you, but take a moment to look at the immensities of what's occurring outside of us, that includes us, as we are of the same fabric that constructs everything else. It's a little bit daunting, isn't it? It's a little bit overwhelming. And I think that it's echoing, it's calling to us about the journey that we all are on. It's really hard to be self-centered. I think it's amazing if we could even remain self-centered, if we just, but for a moment, embraced the condition that we are all in, if we looked at the immensity, it would be hard-pressed to feel sorry for oneself. Surely, wouldn't it? And it appears that all this is outside of us. But remember, it truly resides within us. The immensity, the wonder, the incredible contents of infinity. I took a deep breath and smiling, because what else are you left with? A smile that reaches the eyes, as I say. And it's not far from smiling. It's not a huge leap to juggling. And juggling will lead to belly laugh if you're not careful. And who's the source of our amusement? Well, what else could it be but ourselves? So this journey that I've shared with you, this journey of 111 steps, 111 sharings, 111 opportunities for us to be together in a common pursuit. (111), the tripod, the trinity of stability. I had no idea that I had no target. I wasn't aiming for 111. I had no idea where this was going. But I was open to seeing the beginnings and the ends, the endings, knowing full well that's yet another opportunity for a new beginning, new expression, new growth. It's been an amazing journey for me. And I've tried to do my best to share what I've experienced, what I can see, and most importantly, what I hear by paying attention, by listening. And I talked about putting words to silence. And that's what I've attempted. But I want to read something here. I'm going to read again. I looked up on Facebook. I enjoyed my espresso. I've shared a lot with you today. So I want to read another quote. And this one comes from Alan Watts, a 20th century American Zen philosopher who I always have appreciated and felt drawn to. So this is what he says. The essential tradition of Zen, that what cannot be conveyed by speech can nevertheless be passed on by direct pointing. The same nonverbal means of communication without which the Buddhist experience could never have been handed down to future generations. And my own experience, my teacher pointing the way. I remember when he shared with me that it was going to begin private, advanced teaching with me. And I remember waiting so less than patiently for these lessons to begin, only to become aware that the lessons had begun. It was in this non-verbal transmission that he was teaching, pointing the way. Because words had lost their usefulness. The true spirit of what's so can only be known once you put the words down and embrace through all your senses until you can hear, until you become part of what you've always been, a part of the song of the universe. And I don't remember how much time transpired from the time that my teacher told me that we were going to begin these advanced, and he used that, advanced teachings. It took me to become aware that the lessons had begun. In fact, the lessons were always there for everyone to access by embracing silence comes clarity, and within clarity is all that you will ever need. This is the tradition that keeps Zen relevant. This is how we transfer Buddha's understanding.